Thank you very much. Again, my name is Keith Kompoltowicz. I'm the chief of the Watershed Hydrology Branch for the Corps of Engineers in Detroit. I'm a meteorologist by trade. A lot of the work that we do in the Corps of Engineers goes hand in hand with what Drew talked about. There's a tremendous collaborative effort with respect to the multitudes of Great Lakes meteorologic, hydrologic, hydraulic data that just recently has been pushed much more into the forefront than it ever has before, and that's a very important part of the Great Lakes community that we work with. So I'm going to talk for a few slides about the Corps of Engineers missions as it relates to water management in the Great Lakes. The Corps, out of the Watershed Hydrology Branch of the Corps of Engineers in Detroit, produces the official 6-month water level forecast. That is a coordinated process, meaning that the forecast that is issued on the United States side of the border is the same forecast that is issued on the Canadian side of the border. And I don't think there are very many other environments where there is such an international collaboration as we talk about many times a year of what's going on in the Great Lakes across the international boundaries. We provide technical expertise to the IJC, the International Joint Commission. We maintain a huge Great Lakes database: water levels, precipitation, evaporation, runoff, stream flow, air temperature, water temperature. Our database is massive and can be accessed to do all kinds of different research-based and operational studies. We maintain the coordinated set of monthly water levels. That again is a process that we complete with our counterparts on the Canadian side of the border in Environment Canada. That official period of record extends from 1918 until 2012. And then each year, as we coordinate the prior year's water levels, we add that to the period of record. And we also measure the flow of water in the connecting channels. That's the St. Mary's, St. Clair, Detroit, Niagara, and St. Lawrence rivers. So a little bit about our water level forecasting mission. And again, this is a collaborative effort. We use data that's collected by NOAA at their water level gauging stations. We use water levels that are collected by the Canadian Hydrographic Service at their water level collection stations. We use long-range weather forecasts from the Climate Prediction Center. We use in-house statistical analyses of past net basin supplies. We use scientific judgment, and sometimes that's the best tool, is scientific judgment, to produce a 6-month sequence of net basin supplies, which we route through, and you're going to hear me say coordinated quite a bit, through a coordinated model. The model was developed by members of Environment Canada, as well as members from the Corps of Engineers, NOAA. A routing model, we route those net basin supplies through that model, and that produces the official lake level forecast. Again, that happens on a monthly basis. My staff is actually starting the very initial process today, and we'll have the official June monthly bulletin of water levels for the Great Lakes available early next week. There are several copies of the May version out at the outreach table outside, and at the end of the day, if anybody has questions about that, I'd be happy to take you through it. A little bit now shifting gears to some of the regulation diversion information that we have in the Great Lakes. So here's our Great Lakes Basin, the area shaded in green on the slide, and we point out the various areas where there is some sort of control or diversion of water in the Great Lakes Basin. And I'll start up north of Lake Superior near Thunder Bay, Ontario. There are 2 diversions that divert water into Lake Superior, as the Long Lake and Agoki diversions. They were built in the late 1930s or 1940s for hydropower generation. And they divert on an average basin about 5,200 cubic feet per second into Lake Superior. Much to the south, near Chicago, is the Lake Michigan Diversion at Chicago was built in the early 1900s to help with the sanitary water supply for the city of Chicago. That diverts a maximum of 3,200 cubic feet per second out of the Great Lakes Basin, and that number is limited by a Supreme Court decree. It's an often contentious diversion of water, and it gets a lot of press because you hear a lot of media clippings about or questions from people, why are we sending our water to the Mississippi? In the grand scheme of things, it's really not a very large diversion of water at all, and in fact, there's more water diverted into the Great Lakes Basin at Long Lake and Ogokie than is diverted out at Chicago. I'll move to the Welland Canal and the New York State Barge Canal diversions. Those are intra-basin diversions, meaning they don't remove water from the Great Lakes to another basin. They just simply provide another way of water to move from Lake Erie to Lake Ontario, and they are both support navigation. The Welland Canal is there to allow vessels to pass Niagara Falls. The Lake Ontario Control Works. Our counterparts in the Buffalo Corps of Engineers office coordinate with Environment Canada as part of the International Lake St. Lawrence River Board of Control. And they, on a weekly basis, they actually do the calculations on Thursdays, set the outflow of Lake Ontario into the St. Lawrence River using the Moses Saunders Hydropower Dam located at Cornwall, Ontario, and Messina, New York. The Lake Superior Control Works, part of the role of the watershed branch here at the Corps of Engineers in Detroit, is to support the International Lake Superior Board of Control, and that is to set the outflow from Lake Superior into the St. Mary's River on a monthly basis. We do those calculations at the same time as we do the official monthly bulletin calculations. And you can see there that the average over the long-term outflows of Lake Superior at about 74,000 cubic feet per second, and the long-term average outflow of Lake Ontario into the St. Lawrence River at 201,000 cubic feet per second. A lot of what we do in the Corps of Engineers as it relates to Great Lakes water management, if you will, comes from the International Joint Commissioners, is under the auspices of the International Joint Commission. The IJC was created in 1909 as part of, it was created as the Boundary Waters Treaty of 1909 was ratified. It operates along the entire United States-Canadian border from the Yukon all the way to the Atlantic Ocean. And it really is there to prevent disputes and resolve those disputes over the shared water between the two countries. And the Great Lakes is obviously a shared resource between the United States and Canada. And it really aims to seek a consensus between the two countries of what is best for the Great Lakes as a whole. And here's just a slide from the IJC that shows all of the boundary waters, the waters that are shared between the United States and Canada. And you can see the Great Lakes is a large chunk of that boundary waters area. So a little more about the IJC. Anything that might affect levels or flows levels of the Great Lakes or flows in the connecting channels, the IJC is involved in. They authorize through orders of approval projects like the St. Mary's River Regulation Project, like the Lake Ontario Regulation Project. They implement orders of approval and establish boards of control that oversee those missions, those regulation missions. They also conduct studies for the government, and the largest example of that recently was the International Upper Great Lakes Study, which many federal agencies on both sides of the border, again, coordinated in to create the official study outcomes. So a little bit on the makeup of the IJC. There are 3 U.S. and 3 commissioners. The U.S. commissioners are presidential appointees. The Canadian commissioners are appointed by their prime minister, and I think they're still awaiting the nomination of 2 other Canadians. So I think there's only 1 acting Canadian commissioner now. The chair of the U.S. section of the IJC's name is Lana Pollock. Then there's a whole host of staff that operates in Washington. There's a whole host of staff that operates in Ottawa, as well as there's a Great Lakes regional office across the border in Windsor. There are the 3 international boards of control under the IJC that operate in the Great Lakes. We have, I mentioned, the St. Lawrence Board of Control, the Lake Superior Board of Control, which Detroit Corps of Engineers has a technical role in, and then the Niagara Board of Control makes sure that there is the treaty-mandated flow of water over Niagara Falls. Yes, they can shut off Niagara Falls, and they do reduce the flow over Niagara Falls at night. So here's a little bit on our Detroit Corps of Engineers supports to the IJC. We perform those regulation runs for Lake Superior outflow. We advise the Board of Control on that decision. We have a role in setting what the gates at the St. Mary's River. There's a 16-gated structure that spans the St. Mary's River near the Sioux. Half of those gates are owned and operated by the Corps of Engineers as part of our Sioux Locks facility. The other 8 on the Canadian side are owned and operated by the Canadian power entity as Brookfield Renewable Energy Group. We measure flows to verify that the proper outflow is actually passing through the river at the proper time. We participate in studies like the Upper Lake study, and we provide technical expertise. And really the support to the boards and the IJC is a huge collaborative effort. And I was just talking at the beginning, it just doesn't span the environmental, atmospheric, water-based agencies, but it also, we collaborate with fisheries folks. Starting in June, we are adjusting the gate settings to allow more flow to flow along the southern end of the St. Mary's Rapids, which aids in the trapping and removal of the invasive sea lamprey. So that is an example of collaboration outside of the Great Lakes data, but collaboration in the Great Lakes ecosystem avenue. So with that, these are relatively new slides that we have started showing on our tours of speaking events, and they kind of put into perspective what causes water levels to fluctuate. These are very simple slides. They use very simple arithmetic to show what the impact of the different components of the net basin supply are on water level. So for example, looking at Lake Superior, on average, if you were to hold all the other factors that cause water levels to fluctuate, precipitation on an average year would account for 31 inches of water on Lake Superior. On the flip side, on average, holding all other variables constant, evaporation removes 22 inches of water on average from Lake Superior. And in 2012, you see that the scale is slightly tipped toward more outflow than inflow, and that is the reason why water levels on Lake Superior declined on average in 2012. It's a much more stark difference on Michigan Huron, where you see the 2012 outflows greatly outnumbering, especially evaporation with respect to its average, and precipitation and runoff with respect to their averages. We had below average precipitation throughout the year in 2012. We had above average evaporation in 2012, and during the spring of 2012, below average runoff. And that led to only a 4-inch seasonal rise on Michigan Huron, when on average it goes up about a foot. And that led us to the record low for the month of December, and then the all-time record low in the month of January of 2013. Again, there are copies of the May monthly bulletin out in the lobby. I'd be happy to go over the numbers with you and maybe give you a little forecasting information about what my staff is doing right now and what the rest of the summer might look like. But with that, I'll turn the mic over to my friend and boss, John Allis. He's the chief of the watershed, chief of the H&H Hydraulics and Hydrology Group in Detroit.
So Keith talked a little bit about regulatory control on the Great Lakes. I'll go ahead and talk a little bit about some of the other human influences that have impacted water levels on the Great Lakes that don't really fall into that regulatory category. So it's kind of a busy slide we have going on here, but the two key areas I want to key you guys in on are the human influence, and then I'll talk a little bit about the single month impacts. So this is just impacts on Michigan Huron, and what you're seeing are the number of inches of impact to the water level due to these various factors. When I'm talking human influence on Michigan Huron, I'm talking about three key things. I'm talking about the diversion at Chicago that Keith discussed. I'm talking about the Long Lake and Agokie diversion into Superior. That's extra water that makes its way into Superior, ultimately has an effect on outflows and works its way into Michigan Huron. And then also modifications that have been done in the St. Clair River by humans over time, which is the outlet to Michigan and Huron. So that has a direct impact on Michigan Huron's water level. If you were to sum up the impacts of all three of those things, what you see is there was a permanent reduction in of about 13 inches. It's kind of there's a little bit of a range in that, but basically about 13-inch reduction in Michigan Huron's water level. That's just it's just a static number. It's not a per year. As you make changes to some of these drivers of water levels on Michigan Huron, it comes into kind of a new balance with the downstream lakes. So again, if you're to over the last 150 years, there's been about a 13-inch drop, due to man on the on the level of Michigan Huron. One of the key things to point out here on the slide, though, as you look over to the natural single-month impacts, what we've done is we've looked back over time at the different drivers of water levels. You've heard Keith and Drew talk about, so precip being one of the big ways water comes into that lake. If you look back at the largest rise we've had purely due to precip, so if you just take the amount of water that came into precip, or from precip, made that into inches, it increased Michigan Huron's water level by 9 inches in 1 month. Runoff from that has added another 7 inches, as far as an all-time max. And the largest drop we've seen from evaporation in, again, just one single month is 6 inches. So, again, you can kind of put in context here the influence man has had over a long period of time is still ultimately going to be masked and governed by the monthly and yearly impacts we see due to Mother Nature. So I'll talk a little bit more here about one of those 3 points I just talked about, the St. Clair River. So again, we care about the St. Clair River because the 2 main ways water is going to leave Michigan Huron, it's evaporation and it's outflows, which is the St. Clair River. So with that being the outlet for Michigan Huron, anytime you make changes to that river, you're going to impact its conveyance, which is its ability to flow water. So there have been several things over the course of time. There have been discrete projects that have deepened that channel. So when you do that, you increase its conveyance. You've got Michigan Huron up here that now more water can make its way down to St. Clair and Erie. Michigan Huron's level comes down, Erie's comes up, the lakes reach a new balance. And then ultimately there's that permanent reduction in Michigan Huron's water level. If you look at the middle timeline that we have there, you can see when some of these modifications have happened over time. As early as the mid-1800s, 1852, I believe, is our earliest records of commercial sand and gravel mining operations in the St. Clair River. So, material was just mined or, taken out of the, the riverbed and sold, used for commercial purposes. Not a lot of good records from back then on exactly how much and where. Obviously, it was a long time ago, but certainly had an impact on the St. Clair River. You'll then see a series of 3 concrete, specific deepening projects listed here. So what those were internationally approved construction projects, basically, between U.S. and Canada, where they agreed to deepen sections of the river to aid commercial shipping throughout the Great Lakes, so the bigger ships could transit the system. So you see a 22, a 25, and a 27-foot project listed there. Those are, as each time they deepen to allow 22, 25, and 27-foot draft vessels to be able to get through the river. It wasn't the entire river being deepened. There are many places in the St. Clair River that are naturally 70, 80 feet deep at points, but there were sections that material had to be removed so the ships could make it through. So at the time, engineers realized, all right, we're modifying this channel. This is going to have an impact on water levels. And when the authorizations were granted to deepen the channels, authorization was also given to compensate for that. And by compensation, I mean actually go in, put structures that would hold back water to try and restore some of that water loss back onto Michigan Huron, so that the net effect of the deepening and then putting in the compensation structures would be Michigan Huron's water level, in theory, shouldn't have changed due to the projects. This was also done on the Detroit River, and same drill, and compensation structures were put in along that. Compensation structures were never put in on the St. Clair River. Ultimately, designs mostly got finalized. Money was never appropriated for them. And then also, you see on the timeline, we ran into some periods of very high water levels. So in the 70s and 80s, we set record high water levels on Michigan Huron. There wasn't a lot of support, we assume, for adding to that water level at the time. So now this has become a hot topic. I don't know if you've seen in the media, a lot of people talk about a hole in the St. Clair River. This is, there's no actual hole. When I hear that, I think maybe there's a giant hole and water's disappearing somewhere that we can't figure out. But this is what they're talking about. Our changes have been made to the St. Clair River. There's been theories out there that these projects have maybe exposed some sort of erodible layers, and that it's continuing to erode and the channel's getting deeper, which is why the IJC commissioned, or part of the reason they commissioned, the International Upper Great Lakes Study. And what they found is that that's not the case. There have been natural changes over time in the St. Clair River. They estimated maybe it's dropped, I think, about 3 to 5 more inches of Michigan Huron's water level. But it's not this kind of giant hole sucking water that you may think of when you hear that term. I guess the other important thing to point out here is that the last deepening project was in 1962. Since then, there haven't been any other deepening projects. There's only been routine maintenance dredging of those channels, just as the channels have been filling in, removing it back to that authorized depth they were originally deepened to. So that's another important thing to note. There hasn't been ongoing deepening of the river. Oh, and so with water levels being low, this has been a hot topic for the Corps of Engineers too, to try and figure out, all right, are we still authorized to, to look into compensation structures? It's been over 50 years. Do we still have these? Is this still something to do? So it's been something we've actively discussed. We believe we've gotten to the, some resolution on the authorization piece of it, and believe we still do have authorization. So we could go back and we could restudy what was designed back in the 60s and 70s, and figure out if that's something that's still, still should be done in today's climate or not. So, and again, I'm happy to talk more details in the panel and after this. So just to transition here from, you've heard a little bit about water level impacts or water level drivers. You've heard a little bit about ways that we control or try to control water levels. I'll start transitioning here to impacts of the water levels on stakeholder groups. So what you see here is a map of the federally authorized harbors that the Corps of Engineers is in charge of. And you can see a lot of dots. There's 140 federal harbors that we're in charge of maintaining throughout the Great Lakes. 80 of them are recreational harbors, smaller harbors, 60 are commercial. And the red and green dots here show you ones that have been funded through, have made the president's budget over the last 5 years. Those are green. The ones that have not are red. So you can see the struggle we have in today's climate of limited funding, limited dollars, lots of competing projects throughout the nation. It's very difficult to handle all the needs that we have on the Great Lakes, yet vitally important. And why is this such a big deal right now? Well, this is just a simple way to visualize why this is such a big deal right now. If we're maintaining harbors to some authorized depth below a certain datum, well, on Michigan Huron especially, at water level, when it's 2 feet below average, it's actually below that datum. So there's already less water for vessels to have in any of their harbors, whatever that depth is supposed to be. If we can't get to the dredging we need to get to, you're building up material on the bottom, and you end up with quite a lot less. And there were actually a couple of commercial harbors that were closed this early spring due to that. So it's a pretty big deal to the commercial and recreational boating industries. And just a few stats here about what we call the Great Lakes Nav system, which this here really focuses on the commercial navigation side of the house. But if you're to look at shipping, and you're to say if we couldn't ship our goods via the water and we had to go to the next alternative, so that's moving it by rail or by truck, what's that going to cost the country? That would cost the country about $3.6 billion a year versus being able to just ship those goods via water. So, it's quite an impact, and again, kind of stresses the importance of the nav system. You can see some of the other numbers at the bottom from 2010, the number of jobs generated through the Great Lakes nav system, wages, salaries that it pays, and then just the amount of revenue in business. So, commercial shipping on the Great Lakes, we move tons of bulk commodities. It's an interdependent system, very important to this region. And that's just the commercial side. I mean, so the wreck boating, wreck harbors. I'm assuming a lot of people in here are from Michigan, are familiar with the area, and have gone up north and have been to some of the places in the water, especially days like today where it's 88. That's kind of where I would like to be. But I mean, you see the towns that have grown up around some of these harbors and how big the tourism industry is. So, anyways, hopefully that puts in context, a little bit of why this is so important and some of the groups that are impacted by it. I believe that is all I have. So, again, I appreciate you guys, listening to this, and hope to answer some good questions here in a little bit. Thank you.